that goes to sacrifice. Are you willing to give it all up to actually see what's on the other side? Because sometimes your paradise could be waiting for you. And just because it's waiting for you doesn't mean people are going to actually just go out there and get it. Sometimes, being caught up in the same thing can be too much. And a lot of us struggle with getting out of that comfort zone. We're going to talk about it. We're on the set. Irv's here. We're working. I know you're working because we're working. I'm here. You're here. We're here. When we talk about sacrifice, huh? Listen, man, don't think for a second that you doing all the things that's necessary for your spirit, for your soul, is a hindrance on anyone else. And that's the thing. Because people could be somewhat important or whatever the case may be. And see, I gotta get comfortable on the right. You see, I get comfortable, right? We get so caught up. We want to be so politically correct, want to be so fair, want to be so nice, want to be so understanding. And sometimes that could be if you allow somebody to do certain things to you, you kind of can't get mad if they do it to you. You kind of can't get mad, but if you do, and when you do, you probably do, But for those who do, but when you do, how do you get around that? And that's why I go back to sacrifice, because you have to make a choice. You have to make these choices, these real-time decisions in real time. In real time mean, hey, listen, a building's falling down. What do? You move away, right? Real-time decisions. You see a car coming at you. What do? You try to get out of the way. Anything coming at you too much, you try to get out the way, right? And living in New York, I know you can totally understand that, because you haven't really lived in New York if you haven't experienced rush hour or someone bumping into you and not even looking back. Ooh, that could piss you up on it. But besides that, you have to realize that as you navigate through life, people are going to try you. People are going to test you. People are going to get in your face. People are going to annoy you. People are going to drive you crazy. And there's some things you have no control over. You can't do nothing about it. But one thing you can do about it is removing it from your space, removing it from your thought process. And I tell you, being a creator is not easy. I'm in the studio. I am hearing people say, yo, I have these amazing ideas. I get that at least 10 times a week. There's only 7 days in a week. I hear it at least 10 times a week. That would make 40 times a month of all great talent with great ideas, with a couple of good people that could help them, but don't have them merged together. And that's a conversation, because sometimes you're gonna catch yourself Sometimes you're going to catch yourself investing in companies and businesses and in people and investing a lot of time. And because it looks good, doesn't mean that it's good. And where I'm at in life, I've been designed to cut people off because you only want to be celebrated, never tolerated. And you'll be surprised how many of you people are only tolerated and never really celebrated. You hate it. And that may not be something you have full control over. But when it comes to the people that say, yo, I have these ideas and things that you want to get done and things that you plan with people, if y'all don't have the right strategy and you're not executing it, you gotta look at your team. See, the crazy thing about your set is your strategy, your execution, your team, your teamwork. If one of the three is not working, it's not going to work. It can't work. I'm gonna have a strategy, I got the team, but I don't execute it. What the I got the team, I got the execution, but I ain't got no strategy. I'm talking about maybe the people, maybe the equipment, maybe the gaffer, maybe the lighting, maybe the drone, maybe the photographer on site. It may be the producer, the writer, the one who could create the scene, the visionary, the one who bring these things to life. Oh man, there's so many people we could talk about. And sometimes being connected to the wrong people is what allow for the phenomenal things to not happen. I'm on the set, I'm talking something, I'm talking, and I know what I'm talking about. I understand what's happening. But shout out to everybody who's out there sacrificing. Because believe it or not, you have to sacrifice. There are so many things that you have to give up to get what you want. If you want the get that go take it. It's there. That's the crazy part about life. Your life is something so much bigger, so much better, so much more in control. Something that is, something that is second to none. But if you don't open the door, it's just, it'll be forever you're inevitable. We on the set. I'm pushing buttons. A little bit of that 333. You know what time it is. And until further then, I'm talking that shit. You heard me? You heard me? See, I love music and creators. And I want you to have a studio, but I don't want the studio to have you. That's why you need to get in contact with Sumlar Entertainment to make sure you do this right the first time. These guys are officially unapologetic. They will help you get a smarter studio budget plan because they're committed to getting what's right for the sole purpose of that project. That means we're constantly checking in daily to make sure you're getting what you said you wanted to get done. They will show you what equipment is beneficial for what you need to actually get done. Sometimes we struggle with what we want versus what we need, and now that will be a thing of the past going forward. In a nutshell, these guys actually care. That's why we call them Governor Trusted. Those thoughts you have in your head, let's finally get them out to the world. And them folks at Sumlar Entertainment is here to help. Give them a call. And congratulations, you're one step closer to the rest of the world being able to see what you're thinking. I'll see you in the studio. Peace. Here, Right now, cooking in the studio like the door hit recorder. Don't be banging in the door. Did they hear you was a rapper? You a trapper, you sounding like the Yankee and the Yapper Young Clapper. You're hanging on the ledge, and I got a time to play when niggas on my damn kid. If you're talking this and that, body get it back and never put the settle off to what it is and the lies that. I hold no screen, let it be known. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yo, we on the set, man. We here. Taking chances. Listen, about that sacrificing. You know, a lot of people hear words. It doesn't have to be anything devilish about it. It's about how you feel. It's about taking chances. It's about, you know, sometimes you sacrificing, sometimes I'm sacrificing, you know, adding sugar to my coffee. I just leave it alone. I don't even touch it. Add a little bit of that creamer though, but whatever the creamer give me, what the creamer give me, I can't get nothing outside of it. I can't add the sugar. I just don't add the sugar. You see, I be tweaking. I just don't add the sugar. Am I happy about it? No. Do I want to? Yes. Do I do it? No. But listen, you know what I'm saying, man? You sacrifice, man. I sacrifice time, man. I sacrifice time going out and staying in the studio and figuring out lighting, figuring out where to put that light and this light and that light and these colors right here and this outfit and come up with these ideas and, you know, pick my people's brain to see what feels. And shout out to you guys as well, you know what I'm saying? But I do see in my dot, like, you know how I go, man. A lot of people got circles. My life is a dot right now, and it's a very, very big dot. Believe that. So don't think that it's about just stationed to about 10, 15, 20 people. Now, I got a good dot. My dot could hold a nice ballroom gathering, believe it or not. So don't get that twisted. So within my dot, you know, I'm looking at all the potential of the up and coming artists, and I do see some of y'all with the updated EPKs. Dope. The rest of you guys who reached out, listen, man, I'm following up, so don't worry. I got you guys lined up. Working with a couple of the artists as well, getting theirs done. And yo, believe it or not, man, I think it's dope to be able to also assist artists and at the same time, you know, boast it out there and let them know, listen, man, this is my work, this is also their work, and this is what it look like when we come together. And that's what it's supposed to be, man. It's about big bosses right now, man. So I'm seeing a lot of potential in a lot of the up and coming music, and music is a young man's game. So even though we got the OGs out there and we out here doing our thing, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? It's about making sure that those that come behind us is following up and still pushing the message, you know what I'm saying? The same way how I mentioned Bone, because Bone pushed that message for easy without question. We on the set. Get on your set, whatever it is, and I'm telling you that you ain't keep on doing that. You know why? Because that shit is... Can't catch me. You're finally back up in the studio, and my daughter don't know exactly how mommy fuck with daddy to make him wanna blow. She want me to love you on her time, and that's not right at all. With all due respect, I sacrifice for your future to glow. Just so you know, I put in work instead of they going hard. Get up with the squad just like the mob, and I swear to God, attempt to test me and my patience while I educate kids. Instead, they rather have me lose it all and be serving a bid. I'm already far away from home and seem to be out of control. If you don't seem to be a part of the wave, then I'm throwing off this boat. I'm talking about non-stop figuring it out is difficult. Talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about the sacrifices. Talk about, let me ask you guys, like I always ask in the comment, tell me, what are the sacrifices? What do you sacrifice? What do you give up? What is it that you're willing to say, I'm good with that? I raise my hands to it. I'm good on it. I'm comfortable. Excuse me. I wish it. I pray it no harm. Believe you me, son, I hate to do it just as bad as you hate to see it done. It's hard. And being able to pit people where they supposed to be, because you'd be surprised. You have a lot of people who will suck the energy out of you saying, yo, man, I have these ideas. And then you start giving them ideas and then it goes nowhere. And then you end up questioning yourself, asking, why did I give that type of intellectual property? Because when you give it away, it's kind of like when you give it away, you don't use it. You don't use it to your benefit because you're expecting them to follow suit and do their part. And sometimes that could be a huge miscommunication, because I have to start looking at life like the supermarket. You walk in the supermarket, right? Walk in the bread aisle. When you get there, tell me how many different types of bread you see. See, the thing is this. It's the same thing all different ways at times. They're all going to tell a different story. They have different actors and actresses. They have different producers, different writers, different lighting, different cameras, different lenses, different aerial imagery, different groundwork, different technology, different everything. So of course, one would look different than the other. Sound, one would sound different than the other. Sound effects, one would come off more grand than the other. But listen, that's all preference. Because people are only going to subject themselves to what they prefer, like what they prefer to deal with. And believe it or not, you can't knock the hustle. So I say to be mindful about that, and also sacrifice giving up your intellectual property. Sacrifice only listening. Only listen. Listen. That's why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice. Because sometimes you may hear it and it may not be exactly what you think it is. And you don't want to be on that side of the spectrum looking like Gumby. You're on a set. And I ask you, what are you sacrificing? What are you giving up? What do you love, or what do you admire? What do you like? What have you got comfortable with that's not allowing you to one-up yourself? Ask yourself. Take a long look at the person in the mirror, and you'd be surprised at things that come to mind. You'll be so surprised. I'm on the set, and as I figure this out and figure life out and take sacrifices and not do this and not do that and not implement myself in the most rambunctious situations, because Lord knows our minds can go there. Sacrifice something. Ask yourself, what is worth giving up? And like I tell you, once you start giving those things up, it's right at your front door. You're on the set. And I'm going to commercial because I'm showing the work. See, I love music and creators, and I want you to have a studio, but I don't want the studio to have you. That's why you need to get in contact with Sumlar Entertainment to make sure you do this right the first time. These guys are officially unapologetic. They will help you get a smarter studio budget plan because they're committed to getting what's right for the sole purpose of that project. That means we're constantly checking in daily to make sure you're getting what you said you want to get done. They will show you what equipment is beneficial for what you need to actually get done. Sometimes we struggle with what we want versus what we need, and now that will be a thing of the past going forward. In a nutshell, these guys actually care. That's why we call them Governor Trusted. Those thoughts you have in your head, let's finally get them out to the world. And them folks at Sumlar Entertainment is here to help. Give them a call. And congratulations, you're one step closer to the rest of the world being able to see what you're thinking. I'll see you in the studio. Peace. You know it's something you gotta give up. If you want everything you want. If you gotta give up. Yeah, boy. Shout out to my boys, man. Listen, man, that's so true, man. You gotta give up so many things and people, and you shouldn't be following and subscribed to everything and everyone. You know, I know so many people that's just following people that they don't know, and sometimes they give them more credit and more praise than those that actually assisted them in their growth and development. I never understood that. With that being said, life's about figuring it out. I'm still putting up with it and figuring it out. And as much as I try not to say trying, I'm trying. I'm really trying to balance out life, balance out this thing, you know, this show, these commercials, you know, all these other things that's happening that I have to figure out. But I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. Shout out to everybody out there who are making the real necessary sacrifices. Not the little itty bitty bitch sacrifices, because those little itty bitty sacrifices, those are birds. I'm talking about those who are looking in the mirror and being 100% honest with who they are as a person. I know it's not easy. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be difficult. That's why we are the one-of-ones. If we were one of twos, would it matter? It wouldn't matter. It's us. We got this. You got this. I know I got it. Listen, we're on a set. Like I tell you, you have to give up some things. I can't tell you what it is. I can't sit back here and tell you what it is. You know what it is. Just let go. Give it up. You'd be so surprised, man. There's the whole world waiting for you. And I'm telling you, man, I got some testimonials, man. I'm Irv. I'm on the set. I'm figuring it out, as I'm quite sure you are too. And if you're not, I'm quite sure you're probably inspired. And in the meantime, in between time, get those EPKs done. Get on your get those EPK done. People got to see who you are, playboy. People got to see who you are, playgirl. They got to feel you. They got to be able to connect with you from a distance. And if they can't connect with you from a distance, it doesn't matter how close you get. You heard me? Peace.